So, hey, so yeah, I called it. Gold Road was going to be very lacking in the story, and the Imperials weren't going to get the main focus. You know, don't check my old videos to prove me wrong, but I was right in the story wise. Story wise, Gold Road very lacking. I mean, from what I played, I thought the introduction of the new god started really well. I liked the way they were going that, maybe she isn't the villain. Maybe she can even be persuaded not to be the villain of the story. Add some depth to it. But no, she just turns into a villain somehow. Even the characters are like, well, now that she's gotten what she wanted, she'll just go away, right? And no, she decides she's gonna destroy and remake, which, sure, okay. uh, but that's just been ESO, Zenimax in a nutshell. Good ideas, bad execution, which is fine, whatever, in my opinion. I'm just like, oh, the new god was a cool little addition. Fine. How do you handle Skingrad? How do you handle the Imperials? And they did not handle it fantastic. You know, I get the threat they've added in of someone trying to restore the aliens, so fine, okay, that's cool. But then once they're defeated, it's then now this weird little, oh well, now you just gotta solve little small issues around the places and handle all of that issues. Any 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 main imperial stories, speaking to many imperial governors. Nope. Just even the whole prophet. ESO's never made any of them come across like they're lived in. Like these are real people you're interacting with. This is the real imperial governor, the real imperial soldiers, with their own little backstories. Nope. It all just feels like a book. Like you're going through a book. Here's this character you interact with. What's their story? Oh, well, you probably have to look it up. Here's another character. Look them up as well. Like, the governor of Skingrad has like this whole backstory of how he started the West Weald invaders. He petitioned the Cyrodiilic capital to send in forces. And what is his amazing story in Gold Road? It's a shame. But that's the story. My expectations were low and they were met, if maybe even partially. So, whatever. I was not expecting the story to be good. So, what else is there for me? Well, the armor looks a bit. It does. It looked bad even in the whole promotional materials. It just looked weird. It was like, okay, I get different provinces need their armors, so that's fair enough. I respect that design decision. But can it at least look good? Can it at least even look imperial? There's no like, why? This is just a nitpick from me, I know, but why are modders, the general community, doing imperial armor better than the people who are making the games? Like Zenimax and Bethesda. Why are I don't. I. Is it just that they're following the source material more closely than the designers? Like, why though? If you look up Skyblivion, even Skywind, Beyond Skyrim, Cyrodiil, they all have such oh, beautiful chef's kiss armor that no one in this in Zenimax or Bethesda seemed to want to copy. And I should probably lay off Bethesda because ESO isn't their creation. So it's just Zenimax. It's just Zenimax, you know? The worst part is you can probably even look up the people who actually created the armor and just blame them, but don't do that. Do not target them, okay? Just shout at them from a distance. Yeah. But yeah, that's my piece on it. Just I knew it was not going to be the game for me, so I don't care, you know. A last little tidbit. Uh, a review I was watching, reading. Felt like I was watching because I was that destroyed by it. Was why are the Imperials? Oh my God, it's such a bad point. But why are the Imperials not the main bad guys? Was their general point, you know? Oh, when I was going around helping these areas, it felt like I was the villain, you know? And it's like, okay, I get where you're coming from, but it's so bad. So basically, they wanted just the Imperials to be the bad guys, okay? Which I hated, and thankfully isn't the main point of the Gold Road expansion, so that's why I'm kind of lenient with it. Well, at least the Imperials aren't the bad guys, because that's never been the Imperials. You're very, very clearly thinking of the Empire from Star Wars, which A tells me you're not an Elder Scrolls fan. B tells me you're very new to the whole fantasy and sci-fi thing. And C, you probably shouldn't be doing reviews. I'm sorry. I know, like, don't gatekeep. That's the worst thing you can do, but just. The Imperials have never been bad. You know, that's what. It was a sort of like a generic fantasy race, you know? Like every other fantasy. You need to have some sort of good guys, bad guys kind of thing. And it's the same with the Imperials. It's not the whole Empire's evil, it's just sometimes there can be some bad decisions made, you know? Like, you've got Tiber Septim, he's done horrible things. He's used the Numidian to slaughter millions, probably. We don't know, because that's the whole point of the Numidian. He makes people disappear. It's a powerful weapon that he probably should have used more, you know? Like, who? Why just stop with a few thousand? Why not just sink all of the Somerset Isles? You know, but that's just me. I'm not an I'm not an elves fan. But yeah, it's more just sometimes bad things can happen. Like many empires, they do have some dark sides to them, but it can't just be they're evil and that's it. This isn't Palpatine. It's just normal people, and sometimes normal people do bad things. That's the Empire. They are the bog standard fantasy. So yeah, Gold Road, very meh, very mediocre. The armors are just very mediocre, in my opinion. But whatever, you know. From what that reviewer has mentioned, it's just very. They have a very tough market, so whatever. It was bog standard, nothing really amazing. They made like the reviewer made some good points, especially about how limited the ESO engine is. You know, there is this siege battle that happens, and it really does not come across like a siege battle. It's just very limited, basic, bare bones, which is basically ESO in a nutshell. Bye bye. That's me. That's my points made. See ya.